where's my Gar? And it's your boy Icon with some DC TV. And this episode was better than I thought it was going to be, because I was just like, here we go. Here's the, here's the Beast Boy episode, because he wasn't in the last two episodes. So I'm just like, we're going to get one solid Beast Boy episode. And then it was just, I knew it was going to be about him and like and going to the red and the animals and everything. And I was just like, okay, like, let's see what this is going to be about. But it actually turned out to be really good. So let's get rid of the fluff real quick and get to the good stuff. So the episode starts where Beast Boy basically, because remember the black dude that saw him, he was just like, when the tower splits, you must take yourself to the red. And then, when the tower split, he wanted to go to the red. So then Beast Boy, he ended up in a cave where he saw the black dude that was talking to him in previous episodes. Now, the guy was dressed like Animal Man. And as soon as I saw this black dude, I was like, holy shit, it's Animal Man. But apparently he wasn't Animal Man, because he was talking to Guard and he was just like, oh, you have the power of the red. He was like, you're more connected than the rest of us. He was like, you're more connected than Animal Man, and you are more connected than Vixen. And then when he said that, I was like, wait, bro, but like the helmet that you have, you're freaking Animal Man. Like you have the Animal Man helmet. He referred to himself as the Freedom Beast. He said he is not Animal Man, he is Freedom Beast, and he is the protector of the red. And throughout the whole thing, he was basically trying to get Gar to help him, because he said, I need your help to solve a very dangerous situation. So then he was trying to get Gar to help him, but Gar was like, yo, I got to go back to the Titans. And this was interesting because the entire time, Freedom Beast kept telling him, he was just like, oh, forget about your life, forget about the Titans. He was like, there's more important things than what is going on. And then, Beast Boy was just like, no, because he was like, my family's in trouble. You have no idea what we're up against, brother blood and everything. But then he was just like, oh, he was like, drink from this magical elixir and then you will see the truth. So he gave him like an acid trip. He let Beast Boy drink some magical elixir. Then when he drunk it, Beast Boy started seeing shit. Multiple versions of himself started popping out of his body. And then he went on some like weird like cosmic thing where he saw Raven, and then he was talking to Rachel. Him and Rachel had a conversation. And then he saw Jinx, and I was like, holy shit, I thought Jinx was dead. He had a conversation with Jinx. It was nice to see the actress come back. And she did hint, because she was just like, oh, she was like, I've died again. And then even when she got stabbed the first time, like when Mother Mayhem stabbed her, she was like, oh no, not again. And she hinted at the fact that she had died before and she was resurrected. So there's really no reason for us to be alarmed. Jinx will eventually come back, and we'll probably see her in the season finale, the series finale. So then after he spoke to Jinx, Jinx was just like, oh, just let it go, gosh. Just like, let everything go and just be one with the power and blah, blah, blah. So then he ends up going back to the black dude. And then the black dude was just like, hey, he said that now is the time. He was just like, there are poachers that are trying to kill the animals and we must save the animals. So we finally get a real legitimate Beast Boy transformation fight scene, because before we just had situations where he put the costume on and then he blacked out, and then when he came to, he was himself again. But when him and Freedom Beast, when they go down to this facility where these guys were poaching animals, they ended up, like fighting everybody, trying to make their way into the facility. Beast Boy transformed into multiple animals during that fight scene. He went from the tiger to the gorilla to a hawk to a bird, and it was cool. I like his transformation. Like, because every time he transforms into a new animal, there's like a puff of green smoke that pops up in the air that makes the transformation happen. I thought that was really dope. I like how they did that transformation. So then they bust into the main scientist lab, and there's a gorilla on the table, and then the scientist is like, this gorilla carries diseases and everything. And then Freedom Beast was just like, yes, he was like, the gorilla will die and it has a disease, but you will die along with him. And then he took the scientist and he merged the scientist together with the gorilla, because apparently Freedom Beast's power is he can take two living beings or two living creatures and merge them together. In the beginning of the episode, he had this weird creature. It was like a lion, bird, falcon, moth thing that he had merged together. That is a very weird power, like Gar said, like to be able to merge it. It's like the Wuzzles and shit. So so after that, when he killed the guy, then he told Beast Boy, he was like, Gar, come upstairs. And then he showed Gar a paper. He said that this is the man who is responsible for the green plague, the green disease that killed your family, my sister, and her children. Because apparently the two of them share the same grief. Like, his family died due to the same virus that killed Gar's family. But then Gar was just like, he was like, I was the only one who survived, all thanks to some nut named Niles Coulter. And then he was like, no, Gar, read the paper. And then when Gar read the paper told him that it wasn't like, yes, Niles Coulter did save him from the disease, but the paper also revealed that Niles Coulter was the one that caused the disease. He's the one that put the plague out there. And this was dope, because they tied it into the Doom Patrol, because in season 1 of Doom Patrol, we find out that each member of the Doom Patrol, they had a situation where Niles Coulter did something to them. Niles Coulter created the situation that put them into the position they got put in to obtain their powers. Niles was experimenting on them because he was trying to find the key to immortality so he can be there for his daughter. And he tried the blob thing with Rita, he tried the robot thing with Cliff, he tried the negative thing with Larry, Crazy Jane, and the whole thing. But we never actually found out what Gar's tie-in was to Niles' culture of why he did what he did, and we got those answers in this particular episode, which is a nice little tie-in, because he said that he said that he let the plague out on the town, which is why all those people, including his parents, died. But then he wanted to test out that serum that he injected Gar with, because he said he only needed one person to survive that test, and it was Gar. So the same man that actually saved Gar's life was also responsible for murdering his parents. So then Gar was like noticeably upset, but because he hasn't been on Doom Patrol, he wasn't going to spend a lot of time like dwelling on that. So he was just like, you know what? He said that you bringing me here was ridiculous. He was like, yes, I found out some interesting information, but he was like, the Titans are in trouble, and I got to get back to my family and get back to my Titans. And then that's when Freedom Beast was just like, he was like, but the Red is your family now, because we find out that basically Freedom Beast said that he's been around for like decades and decades. He said the helmet grants him the power, it gives him like longer life, immortality. He's like, Niles Coulter tried to tap into the Red, and he tried to steal the Red, but he's like, I am the protector of the Red, and now he's trying to pass that burden on to Gar. And because the thing is, he's trying to sell Gar on the fact that being the protector of the Red is such a honor, and it's, such a dubious honor. But I was like, but if that's the case, why are you trying to give it away? You know what I'm saying? Like, if it's such an honor, why are you trying to give it to Gar? And then he told Gar, he was just like, you're more powerful than anyone else. He was like, you are connected in more ways than any of us know. He's like, it's your job, your responsibility to pick up, the mantle and protect the Red. And then that's when Gar was like, no. but then later on, he actually started feeling the power of the Red. He started feeling connected to the Red. And then he told the guy, he was just like, despite all the dirtbag shit that you just pulled, he said that I will protect the Red. Because he said, because the thing is, because Gar's whole thing was, he was like, I need to go back to the Titans. And he was just like, you cannot have family. He was like, you must be disconnected from the world and in isolation. He's like, you cannot have these things. But he was just like, first of all, if you said I'm connected to the Red and the Red is connected to all living life, then I am connected to everybody. So I'm able to protect the Red. I'm able to be connected to the Red. I'm able to be like, the sworn savior for the Red. But I'm also able to be with my friends at the same time, because no matter what, we're connected. And if he can pop in and out of the Red, it's like, I don't see why not. So then he ended up, he ended up tapping into the power. And then when he tapped into the power, he was in the Red. So where he's by the tree, he's in the plane, the red skies everywhere. And then he told the Red that he actually likes green. And then everything turned green. Then there was a scene where Gar saw himself as a little boy at a zoo. And then he told him, he was just like, you're going to be okay. You're going to grow up. You're going to meet friends. You're going to have family. Everything's going to be all right. All right. So, so then after that, Gar went back into the Red. Like I said, the Red went from red to green because he liked green. And then that's when Gar tapped into the power of the Red. He tapped into the force, the spirit force, the living force of all living things. And not only is he, when they say he is connected to every single living thing, they were not joking, because not only is he connected to every single living life force, animal, whatever, that includes the multiverse, because he tapped into the multiverse, and then like these windows started opening into the multiverse a la Flash. And then I'm sitting here and I'm just like, this is cool, like this is just like the Flash. And then as soon as I say that, here comes the damn Flash. So he actually saw a window where he saw Barry Allen, Gold Boots Barry Allen, so this is season 9 Flash, running through the Speed Force, and then some of the residual Speed Force energy fired through that hole. It blasted Gar, and then Gar ended up, he ended up flying through one of the random portals, because all these portals opened up all around him because he was connected to everything. And then when all those portals, opened up, like the residual, like Flash energy blasted him into one of the portals. And then when he hit the ground, and then he got up, and then he was just like, oh my God, where am I? He got tapped on the shoulder, someone asking him, is he okay? And then we find out that it's Courtney Whitmore, aka Stargirl. And I was like, okay, this is getting really good. So we already saw Grant Gustin Flash, and now we got Stargirl. I miss Stargirl. So then Stargirl, I was a little disappointed because she actually didn't do anything besides talk to him. I thought she would at least join him on his quest to save the Titans, but it was a nice interaction where him and Courtney did have a very nice conversation. And again, it's always nice to see Stargirl dressed up in costume. And then after that, he was just trying, like, Gar was just like, I gotta find my friends. And she was like, well, I'll help you find your friends. But he's like, I need the Red. He was like, take me to the Red. So he used the power of the Red again. again, and then this time it transported him back into the into the Green Chamber now. And then while he's in the Green Chamber, then we see Swamp Thing. I like this because when DC Universe first started, before it was HBO Max, when the damn app was just DC Universe, and it was an app strictly with nothing but DC content, and they announced that they were going to have DC original programming on this DC Universe app, the 4 shows that we were supposed to get was Titans, Doom Patrol, Swamp Thing, and Stargirl. And we ended up getting Swamp Thing on the app, and then that's when they canceled DC Universe, and then it folded up into HBO Max. Stargirl ended up moving to the CW, so we never actually got it there, but the episodes do come on Max now. So those were the 4 shows that we were supposed to get, and we got 3 of them on DC Universe. So now to see it come full circle, where Gar, not only is he referencing the Doom Patrol, he's bumping into Courtney Whitmore, but he also saw Swamp Thing, who was in one of the portals. So I was like, this was dope. And then there was another gentleman that he saw, I don't know who the person is, but he was just like, oh, I can see you. And I know it was old footage from something. And at the end of the episode, they did give tribute to somebody. I got to get his name. They did do a tribute to somebody. They said that this person, may he rest in peace, this person was the champion who inspired the multiverse, or who created the multiverse. And I think that was the person that Gar saw when he was having the conversation with the guy who's like, I could see you. That might have been the guy that they did the tribute to at the end of the video. And then for the love of God, here's where my eyes rolled. Then we got a cameo where the freaking Teen Titans Go showed up, and then we saw the cartoon Beast Ball, and they was talking about them damn waffles and everything. So then after that, like I said, Beast Boy, he's just feeling everything around him. He's being connected by everything around him. And then he ended up falling through a hole, and he was just like, I gotta find my friends. Please take me to my friends. And then he fell through a hole. He fell through another portal. And when he landed, he was in a living room somewhere. And when he ended up in like the living room space, I'm sitting here and I'm like, this living room looks familiar. And then Cyborg shows up. Booyah. He was just like, oh my God, Beast Boy. And then he called Cliff over. And then now Beast Boy is on Doom Patrol. And I don't know if he's on Titan's version of Doom Patrol, or is he on Doom Patrol version of Doom Patrol? Because you got to remember, yes, the Doom Patrol did appear in episode like 4 or 5 of Titans, but we later find out that that's not the same Doom Patrol from the TV series that we got, because they ended up putting Doom Patrol on its own Earth. But Doom Patrol members do exist. So is this Doom Patrol on the Titans Earth, or did he pop up on the actual Doom Patrol Earth? And it'd be cool to see that interaction. So I hope they have the rest of the cast interact with him in the next episode. But that was it, because he didn't wake up. He passed out on the couch. Cyborg saw him, and then in the last little scene, Cyborg was eating some waffles over his dead body. And that's how the episode ended, and thank you for tuning in. So this was dope. Like I said, I don't want to say, I was okay with a Gar episode. My point still holds true. A lot of that Tim Drake shit we got in the last 2 episodes, y'all could have X'd that out and replaced it with some of this Beast Boy footage to give us more time to shoot more things for the series, because since this is the last season of Titans, I'm just like, we got to hurry up with these storylines. We got to get rid of all this unnecessary stuff. They saved me on it, because it's just like, I was just like, okay, if it's the final season, we don't need a full Beast Boy episode, but what they did was really cool. My only regret is I swear I wish they would have casted a Vixen actress just to play Vixen, because they done brought her name up like a whole bunch of times. But yeah, I like this. Like, I definitely like this. And I want to see what's going to happen. But because Beast Boy is basically the Flash of the HBO Max universe, is he going to recruit the Doom Patrol to help him save the Titans? Is Stargirl going to come in to help him save the Titans? Are we going to get a Swamp Thing cameo? Is the Flash going to show up? Are we going to get Grant Gustin Flash? This was cool. Dude, where is my Gar? Tip my hat off to y'all. And like I said, I'm here for it, and I super want to see what happens in next week's episode now. But share your questions, comments, and or concerns down below. What did you think about this particular episode of Titans? What did you think about Dude, Where's My Gar? What did you think about the Swamp Thing, the Stargirl, the Doom Patrol, hell, even the waffles? And share your questions, and we'll talk about it. Hit me up on Twitter and or Instagram, always on YouTube. Check out the Hour podcast. This time it's just myself, Sean, and Justin, where we talk about the Arrowverse as the Arrowverse is coming to an end. We specifically also talked about Gotham Knights. You might want to check that out too if you're not a fan or a fan of Gotham Knights. But link will be in the description below, because again, the Arrowverse is coming to an end outside of Superman and Lois. And aside from Sean, Justin and I were basically trying to give them their flowers and talk good about it as we roll on to the end, because we only got 5 episodes of The Flash when The Flash resumes on the 26th. So that was it, guys. Thank you for tuning in. As always, hit me up again again in social media. Leave a comment on the video, like and or subscribe. Until next time, when we find out what happened to Gar, there's a multi-interaction, tap into the power. Well, I guess it's not the red anymore now, it's the green and Raptors, bitch!